agencies to TBWA Chiat Day to search for a memorable ad campaign of their own.
They really wanted to humanize this brand and to devise a symbol that would really read clearly and quickly with consumers around what this brand was all about.
Research showed that young people, primarily 18 to 24-year-old men, were the core consumers of Taco Bell. Now what was needed was a burst of creative inspiration.
My partner Chuck Bennett and I came up with the idea for the original Chihuahua spot. Sitting at a Mexican restaurant on a Sunday afternoon, there was some kind of salsa music that was playing. We both just saw this little Chihuahua cruising down the street. He looked like he was just on some kind of a serious mission to get something. So that was just kind of the little spark that launched 1,000 commercials.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Taco Bell and Chiat Day found that this snarky little dog spoke to their
well-known in advertising circles that if you want more attention, use dogs or babies. It's the type of creative that causes people to want to watch it. What's the dog going to do now?
We treat it kind of like a sitcom that has as its lead character the Chihuahua, but also involves other ancillary characters like his girlfriend and other people that the dog may meet in this kind of pseudo-Mexican salsa-powered world that we've created.
Imagine just did his eyebrows like that.
The trick is to use the continuing story of the Chihuahua to serve the client's needs. Account people at Chiat Day, those who conduct the research and act as liaisons with the client, honed in on how best to use the dog.
We're working on a spot right now for late night, and so we've done a lot of work with the target, with guys, kind of understanding their relationship to late night at Taco Bell. Is there anything synergistic between the Chihuahua and what he represents to these kids and the way they use late night? And then we would take it to the creative people, and we would let them know our strategy and our rationale and what we're looking for out of the ad.
A team of creatives, a copywriter and an art director, brainstorm to come up with the next great idea.
I'm just trying to imagine like what goes here if you have all this stuff.
Right.
75% of the work is us sitting down with our books and figuring out what's the big idea.
Yeah, partners may vary, but I think between us, it's very collaborative. The idea that I had for this one was, just gorgeous women.
They should just look like the type that you would never turn away.
All ideas are first pitched to the creative director of the account.
The tag we came up with this was, "It's great late."
As the people who kind of came up with the campaign originally, we try and kind of continue the vision of what the character of the dog is all about and control what type of ideas go forward and make the work as good as it can be.
In addition to talking about the food, you're talking about late is great and all the fun stuff that's going on there.
Late, dancing, partying.
Only a small percentage of ideas actually make it through the process.
I wish It's Great Late were cooler. It feels like it should be a little bit stranger and a little bit maybe funnier.
Sometimes, you go up to them and you present and they don't like anything, so you kind of start all over again.
The ideas are then reconceptualized, polished, studied, and then pitched again.
Maybe his motive is always to be in the coolest place with the coolest people and to get them to get him some food.
When the agency has a concept they like, presentations are made to the client.
It's got a fairly long gauntlet that an idea has to walk in order to make it from original inception of an idea to something that you end up seeing on television or reading in a magazine.
The formula for a successful advertising campaign seems deceptively simple. Start with voluminous research, add creativity, and then, most importantly, cross your fingers.
One does not get to provocative advertising. One doesn't get to breakthrough work that basically is the talk of the country without taking risks. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Advertisers may not know what precisely makes an ad work.
Mamma mia, that's some species. Cut spicy meatballs, Jack. Sorry. Take 28.
Mamma mia, spicy meatballs. So that just, so who was the target audience for the Taco Bell ads?
Men.
Men, that's
4
right.
years old.
Men 18 to 24. And how did they get their creative spark, their idea?
This dog is walking down the floor. Oh, one, two.
They're just hanging out, right? So you'll get ideas in the strangest places as we go through. So I want you to already start thinking about your PSAs. Sometimes people get them in the shower, just before they're drifting off to sleep. All different kinds of places. But this little dog inspired a multi-million-dollar ad campaign, right? You saw the little dog. You saw the different people at ad agencies. You saw the creatives with their sketchbooks. That's what you're all going to be doing with your markers. Sketching out ideas, thinking about ideas. Flip to the next page briefly. We're going to go over kind of the process, and then I'm going to show you some public service announcements, although it sounds like you've seen a lot of them, and some ads. So what we're going to be doing in here, and what typically you saw here, voluminous research, although they didn't show us, first of all, you're going to be looking at secondary research materials. That's stuff that already exists. So I have some stuff in the packet for you to read more about Kickapoo State Park and media coverage. Then you're going to do what's called primary research, and that's just talking to people or hanging out at the park. So you're going to use your flip cameras and you're going to interview people. I'm not sure we'll have time, but we may write a survey, and you're going to get people to fill out a survey. We're going to take all that data, and then next Tuesday, we're going to see if we can come up with common themes, stuff that people are saying, and use that as material for sparking our creative about the ad.